you.
Hi everyone, Annette here from Ask Me Decor. Welcome back and thanks for joining me. I cannot wait to show you what I've been up to over the Christmas break. Welcome to my newly painted kitchen. So I have been wanting to change this kitchen and I just wasn't sure if I should do it or not. You may have heard me talk about how we want to sell this house. So I don't want to spend a ton of money. I don't even know what it would cost, but I don't want to spend a ton of money to change things now because this house will be on the market in the near future. So I've been anxious to do something different to it. It was dated, it was worn, and it was showing its age. The finish on the wood had yellowed a lot, and it just wasn't making me happy. Everything I tried to do in here to change and make it look a little more updated just didn't seem to be working. So my only option really was to paint it. Now I know painting can be a huge job and a little daunting for most of us, but it wasn't too bad. I want to talk about the budget. I spent a total of $87. I am not kidding you, very low budget. $87, I feel like I changed my life. What I actually purchased was one can of paint, and it's Valspar and it's trim paint. It's a little thicker. I've used it through the whole house on the trim and doors, and I also used it to paint my fireplace. It worked perfectly. I had no issue using it on these cabinets. The second thing I purchased was a paintbrush, and I purchased a quart-size can of primer, and that also was Valspar. So I'm going to take you through the process of how I did this, but mainly I cannot wait to show you the before and after. You are going to be blown away. So let's get into it. I'm sitting here on my floor in my kitchen because we're going to talk about this kitchen. I have wanted to paint this kitchen for quite a few years now, and it's finally going to happen. Beat it. You're on the tape. So let's talk about this kitchen for a second. It's made out of maple, which was a very nice choice in 1990, but it's looking dated. And this kitchen raised a family. It went through a lot. It's worn. The thing about it is, we want to sell this house in a couple of years. We want to move on. So I don't want to spend $20,000 on a new kitchen. That's not happening. So the best thing that I can do for this kitchen is paint it. So what I did was I went on YouTube. I watched a whole lot of videos on how to paint kitchen cabinets. And I'm not going to bore you with the entire process. It's a process. I am going to talk you through a couple steps, but the main thing I want to do is show all of you the before and after. This is kind of all I want to show you of the before, because it really is worn. I'm surprised when I get down here and I look up close at these cabinets, how worn they actually are. It's just, I don't want to live like that. I want them to be clean and fresh looking. The very first thing I'm going to do, which I already started doing a little bit, is start taking the hardware off. And what I did was I labeled each bag. So these are the cabinets right of the stove. These are the cabinets left of the dishwasher. These are the ones for under the sink. I have every bag labeled, and I have all the hardware off the bottom. And that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start right here at this cabinet, and I'm going to go around the bottom first. And then probably by the end of the week, I'll be working on the top ones. Now, once you get the hardware off, that's the first step. Second step is we've got to clean them. And I'm going to use my crud cutter. There's other solutions you can buy at any hardware store, Home Depot, Lowe's, all have what you need to clean the grease and oils and get the finish ready for paint. So that's our second step, not hard. Next step, after we get them clean, we're going to sand a little bit, a very light sand with a medium sandpaper block I'm going to use, and I'm going to just rough up the surface of everything just lightly with my sanding block. All right, after that, I'm going to prime. Now my paint has a primer in it, but I'm still going to give my first coat is going to be a primer. And then I'm going to go for it. I'm going to start painting. I am not painting the insides of the cabinets, and I'm not painting like the inner parts of the drawers. Basically, I'm painting everything you can see. Because my fireplace has a maple mantle on it, there are going to be some things I'm going to leave maple in this kitchen, and one of them is going to be the wine rack. But you'll see what I end up with at the end. So I'm anxious to get started. Let's do it. Obviously, I had to start with taking all the Christmas decorations down. So I've got them all on this table, ready to take them downstairs, pack them up so I can get started on this kitchen. Definitely gonna get messy before it gets nice. So prepare yourself for that. Okay, here's the first step. We're gonna clean and degrease every single cabinet. Second step, we've got to sand. I'm using a medium grade sanding block, and I do every surface that I'm gonna paint. Next up, here's the primer. Now before I applied this primer, I did wipe the cabinets down with a damp cloth to get all the dust off them. Then we give everything this nice coat of primer. After the primer dries, we're ready to start our coats of paint. And I used 3 coats of paint on these cabinets. Applying the paint is easy. I use a W method. This helps me spread that paint out on the surface so that it evenly distributes it, and then I just go back over the W, rolling it out. I just want to add here that I did have this roller on hand. I did not have to purchase it. Another thing I didn't have to purchase was my hardware. I had oil rubbed bronze hardware to begin with, and I used it again. Here's the last coat of paint going on, and the depth of 3 coats of paint is starting to make these cabinets really pop. The color is looking great. Now I am going to let these cabinets cure and harden for a good 2-3 days, and then I'm going to apply my coat of furniture wax to seal the finish.
Not sure I understand it, but everything seems brighter now than before. I don't know why I feel this way, but every time I hear your name, all my worries disappear, yeah. It's all because of you. I feel the way I do. fall in love so easily. 'Cause I don't wear my heart up on my sleeve. Yeah. I don't know if you feel the same, but every time I hear your name, my worries disappear. It's all because of you, yeah. I feel the way I do. You make my dreams come true, yes you do. It's all because of you, because of you, because of you.
So now you've seen it. My completely repainted, refreshed kitchen. Very happy with it. And my budget was $87. I'm very happy with that. Now would be a great time for you to like and subscribe my channel. And if you have any questions, please leave me comments. Just ask me. And I can't wait to see you in the next video.